The rotation, and that one is way inside. Carter gave it to him. He said, yep, that's a good call. Whether he believed it or not, he might help him get the next. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grips that bat. Here's the pitch down, and strike 3. Looking. That one, he went from the inside corner on the lefty to the outside, and it was just enough where he got the call from the home plate umpire. Babb agreed, and so Reinhardt dealing here for the Rice Birds. And Maddox Finley will see his second at bat. Finley reached on an error to the second baseman earlier. Could possibly have ruled an infield hit, but big swing and a miss. That ball tailed outside on the right-handed freshman, and he didn't have a long enough bat to get to it. 1 out here, top of the 3rd inning. Badgers hanging on to a 1-0 lead. They've left a couple of runners on base, but a pretty good pitching performance by Reinhardt and a really good performance by Trip Campbell. Strike 2 is right down Broadway, and quickly the freshman right fielder is in the hole 0-2. Campbell on deck waiting for Arkadelphia. Oh-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Reinhardt dealing again here in the 3rd inning. 2 up, 2 down. 1 looking, 1 swinging, and Trip Campbell, the batter, he struck out his first time up. He struck out looking. Odd for Campbell, but we'll see if he can help his cause here with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Nobody on. Reinhardt, swing and a miss. Campbell again, big cut. Campbell looking to knock a few roosting birds out of those trees right out and over the right field wall. Taking a while, setting in, taking really long. This would be a shot clock violation in college or pro. That 20 seconds was long gone, and getting the timeout awarded to him and getting back in with the 0-1 count is Campbell. Reinhardt taking a long time between pitches, but it's effective, a strike for strike 2. Putting the Badgers to sleep just a little bit with all that waiting in between pitches, whereas Campbell is just dealing cards. Outside, ball 1. Houston Hooten on deck for Arkadelphia. Probably going to be the ace of the staff, I would imagine, for Stuttgart. Their first game of the year, as most likely. And he strikes out the side. So nice inning from Reinhardt as gives a little bit of strut going off the field over there, and he's keeping his Rice Birds in it. No score here. Badgers go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 3rd. Back to the mound goes Campbell. He's 0-2, a couple of strikeouts. We'll see if he can keep the Rice Birds honest on the mound as the Badger defense goes right back the way it has been. Again, we'll set the defense from left to right. Hootie on 3rd. Donnie Witten in at short. Ashton Cobb at second base. Kate Brown at first. Left field, DK Daniel Kesterson in left. Carter Babb in center, and young Maddox Finley in right. Behind the plate, the new old man back there is Zane Hill, and on the bump, Trip Campbell. Almost through the lineup, 8-9-1 due up for the Rice Birds. Atkinson, the third baseman, will bat in the 8 hole, and he's followed by Jack Hussman, who's the left fielder who bat ninth and then back up to the top for Stuttgart. Badgers at home tomorrow night. Bismarck Lions will visit Arkadelphia at Southern Bancorp Field for a 4:30 first pitch. Bismarck, Arkadelphia, non-conference. Then back on the road go the Badgers for the second leg of the River City Classic. They'll play the PA Bruins from Joe T. Robinson, 7 o'clock Friday night. That game will be brought to you on your Mascot Media app and ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. 1 ball, no strikes. First pitch goes to the backstop. Campbell swing and a miss for strike 1. Count now even. Atkinson, the big third baseman, batting from the right side. Campbell from the windup. The pitch. Oh, nice looking pitch. Partial swing. Calls appeal down to first. First base umpire says no, he did not. It's 2 balls and a strike. And everyone in the ballpark is adamant that it is. The scoreboard is wrong, and she knows it and trying to fix it. Give her a minute. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We know that, and there's nobody out and nobody on, and it is the bottom of the third. We know that for a fact. All of us need just a minute this first game. Wow, nice pitch. Outside black, painted. Man, he painted that like a modern art masterpiece right on the outside. And it sends the third baseman Atkinson back to the dugout for the first out of the inning. Jack Hussman, the left fielder, batting second in the inning, 9th in the game, and this is the bottom of the lineup. Squares to bunt, takes ball 1, breaking pitch high. Hussman with the bat back enough to Badgers at regular depth in the infield, nobody on, 1 out. Here's the pitch, and it's strike 1 again on that outside black, and Campbell seems to be living there, and he's getting the call, and not a pitch that the Ricebirds want to swing at. Ball and a strike. Back to the top of the inning will be Gaddy. Squaring to bunt and taking outside for ball 2 is Hussman. Badgers got off to a great start in the first inning. Double by Babb, and then on base goes Finley, and Badgers got one of them across, and that's all the damage they've done so far. No runs in the second, no runs in the third. Big zeros across for the Ricebirds. They've had 1 runner on, and that was from a strikeout and a pass ball. Swing and a miss and a nasty breaking pitch again from Trip Campbell. Two strikeouts in the inning. And to the top of the lineup we go with Jadavion Gaddy, the second baseman. Gaddy struck out, as did the first 5 batters for Stuttgart. Back to the top of the lineup again. That one broke a little too much as it got down in just behind the plate in the artificial brown turf. Bounces off of Hill for ball 1. Kick and deal. Swing and foul ball. Still behind is Gaddy. Not as much behind. He fouls that one just about even with the first base coach's box. Foul on a line. Ball and a strike now. Four, 5, 6 will be the batters up for Arkadelphia when they start the top of the 4th inning. In a 1-0 game here, that is if Gaddy is the third out of the inning. 2 balls and a strike now. Ready to go. Here's Campbell. Swing and foul back to the screen for strike 2. So Campbell now strike away from dealing the side once again here in Maumelle. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on, 1-0 ball game. Campbell pitching a gem. Here's the pitch. And that one missed, and he let that one get away from him a little bit. Had a pitch to burn. He knows that. He tried a little bit extra on it, and he couldn't quite keep the grip. It goes harmlessly to the screen, but it is 3 balls and 2 strikes now to the Stuttgart leadoff hitter, Jadavian Gaddy. Swing and a miss, swing and a foul back to the screen right above us. So we'll go set again. Campbell with the 3-2. Here's the pitch. Right on the outside edge of the plate. Campbell not crazy about it. Nonetheless, a 2-out base runner, and the leadoff man in Jadavian Gaddy is aboard for the Rice Birds. Maddox, right fielder, up for his second time of the game. Right fielder, right-handed batter, struck out his first time up. We'll see if the steal is on. There's a pitch over, a throw over that is pretty good move. As you know, a left-handed pitcher has a bit of an advantage over a runner at first base. From the stretch, he's looking right at him. Now he comes to the plate. Ball sails high, and it's all the way to the backstop, and Campbell pops his chest a little bit, says, "That's all me." Runner goes down to second base. So now the first base runner of the game for the Rice Birds, and that's going to draw a visit from Zane Hill. He's going to go out and talk to his left-hander, give him a little bit of time to recoup just a bit. First time only the second time in the game he's even seen a runner on base. So get a plan going here as the runner at second base. Gaddy seems to have some speed, not going to be scared to possibly get a pretty good lead here. Cobb going to stay home at second base. Witten going to give a little bit of a look there from short back to the bag, holding Gaddy. Gaddy going to take a little bit more of a lead. Big swinging cut right there by Maddox, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Campbell with a good move. He's going to have a good, not only a move to first, but a pretty good move to second base. Most lefties do, but he's wanting to get that hitter right now. Takes a look back and delivers. Ball is hit on the ground. It's going to be right in the hole between short and third, and that is going to get the run home. It's cut off going into second base for the tag, and he is safe. And so Maddox, there's a little bit of delay getting that relay in from Kesterson, and so Rice Birds tie the game up on a seeing eye single through the left side. Kesterson came up, fielded it cleanly, got it into his cutoff man, Witten, who needed to make that throw a little bit harder, a little quicker over to second base, and it allows another base runner. 2 outs. And the number 3 hitter in the lineup, the shortstop, as the Rice Birds have evened the score here, threatening again with a runner at second base and 2 outs. The only trouble that Campbell's had all night, and the only hit of the game for the Rice Birds. Rice Birds have had a couple of runners on, one by walk, one by a strikeout and a pass ball. Other than that, that's the first weak ground ball. It just had eyes and was able to get through as the shortstop might have had a play on that, but he was holding the runner on, so he was a bit to his left, and the ball just out of the reach of Hooten from third, and so just not a lot you can do there. Right place at the right time or right place at the wrong time. And the score's tied. 2 balls and a strike. We'll see how Campbell works his way out of it. There's a shot out to center field. Babb going to settle under it. He should have a beat on it. Going to his left, he makes the play for the 3rd out. Stuttgart leaves the runner on, but they get a runner across as they even things up here in against the Badgers. 1-1 as we go to the top of the 4th. 3 complete here from Maumelle in the River City Classic. So we're all knotted up, and we'll come back to the Badgers batting here in the top of the 4th. We play 7. Hooten, Witten, and Brown. 4, 5, 6 will be due up for Arkadelphia here in the top of the 4th. That was not Chris falling down. It was Chris's headset falling down, so he's okay. Reinhardt pitching a heck of a game. It's been a pitcher's duel so far. Just a couple of Arkadelphia hits. Only one hit from the Rice Birds, and only a couple of balls even put in play by either team. So it has been a battle of pitchers so far, and Reinhardt is matching the production of Trip Campbell inning for inning, and a little bit of help from their offense, and this is where we find ourselves as a new ball game here in the top of the 4th. If you're joining us on your Mascot Media app or ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com, we're glad you're with us as we're off to another Badger baseball start as Arkadelphia made the trip to Pulaski County to take on the Stuttgart Rice Birds in the River City Classic. Tonight's leg being played at Maumelle Charter here in North Little Rock. Badgers return to this tournament on Friday night. They'll be down Highway 10 at Joe T. Robinson and take on the Pulaski Academy Bruins. You may see Arkansas signee Kel Busby, senior pitcher this year for the Bruins. Razorback commit. One of the Monticello Busby family, the good friends of mine and longtime friends of the Busby family. Houston Hooten from the left side. Swing and a miss at the 1-0 pitch. Little bit of a check swing there. Nonetheless, it's enough to get the call. Houston from the left side takes strike 2. Hooten getting the start at third base tonight. Sophomore, its first starting gig as a varsity Badger. Here's the 1-2, swung on, fouled just back to the screen. Just got a piece of it, the top of that baseball, and it scuttles back to the backstop. Beautiful setup here in Maumelle. Brand new, like we said, a brand new school, brand new field, all turf. The Falcon logo right behind the batter's box. And strike 3 is looking. I would beg to say that the pitching is just a little ahead of the hitting here early for both teams. Both teams obviously having to face the other team's ace, and both of the aces getting a lot of strikeouts and some of those looking. Reinhardt doesn't seem to have a lot of movement on his pitches. He's just hitting the zone, and Arkadelphia watching a lot of them go by. There's a swing and a foul ball back from Witten. And we'll see if Witten can get on the board. He struck out his first time up. Reinhardt taking his time again, looks in from the windup, quickly dealing. Ball one, up and outside, evens the count, 1 ball, no strikes. That was close. Reinhardt takes his time, but when he starts that windup, it is a zippity-doo movement there. He goes into Mach 2 on that windup and seems to be working for him. He's high and inside this time, 2 balls and a strike. Brown on deck, Cobb in the hole. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 4th. 1-1, Rice Birds and Badgers tied up. And that is right down the middle. Not sure what Witten's looking for, but that's about as right down the middle as it's going to get. No movement, just a fastball. And he was waiting for something else, obviously. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Outside, he knew it. He goes back to the dugout with his head down, and again, Arkadelphia is just getting dealt to by Reinhardt so far. Caden Brown now, the first base Badger junior first baseman, will come up with 2 outs. And since the first inning, Arkadelphia just not had anything going. Reinhardt settled in early. There's a pitch that he finally threw a breaking pitch, and it looked pretty good. Apparently missed on the inside. 1-0 is Brown. Cobb waits on deck. Swing and a miss. Brown just under that one. The ball got up in the zone just a little bit. Working a little quicker to the windup. Still that very quick windup. But now he's a little quicker between pitches. He seems to be settling in and finding a rhythm. And here's the 2-1. And it is strike 2. He took a little bit off of that. Don't think there was a lot of movement, but he did take a little bit off. Maybe a changeup that just catches the black. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Badgers hanging on for life here in the top of the 4th. Pitch is outside and low. Full goes Brown. And we'll see if he can get on. Badgers haven't had a base runner in the last couple of innings. Damage was all done with 2 outs by Stuttgart. There's a ball that's going to be foul. Look like may stay in play. Going to be a hard out, and it's not caught. That little bit of fair territory down that middle to deep part of right field was the culprit there, as he had a couple of Rice Birds converging, none able to get it, and Brown gets away with 1, and he'll get another chance at 3-2. Starting to pick up a little bit of breeze from left to right. And that ball is down for ball 4, and a base on balls for Arkadelphia, and Caden Brown is the first base runner of the inning, first base runner in a couple of innings for the Badgers, as Ashton Cobb now will represent the 4th batter of the inning. And down in that 7 hole, the second baseman digging in here from the right side. Being held on over there is Caden Brown at first base. He'll get a small lead. There's the secondary. Ball is down, dug up nicely by the catcher for Stuttgart for ball 1. Cobb, the lanky right-handed second baseman for Arkadelphia in his junior season. Finally healthy. There's a shot that's going to get into left field. Nice base hit on the screws into left field, and Cobb with his first great contact and first base hit of the year. And the Badgers, too, have something going here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Into second is Caden Brown. At first base is Cobb. Kesterson will be due up here in the top of the fourth with 2 outs and a mound visit between the battery of Stuttgart and as Arkadelphia with a runner in scoring position last inning did. The Ricebirds want to set their defense, at least so the catcher and pitcher are on the right page. And we'll see if Arkadelphia and Kesterson can come through with 2 outs. Kesterson, junior, seeing his first starting nod for Arkadelphia tonight. We'll see if he can start things off with a bang. There's an inside pitch that is ball 1. So finally starting to get a little bit of heat back on Reinhardt. Reinhardt started out with a couple of what looked like Arkadelphia was going to blow things open in the first inning. He has settled down and pitched a gem since then, keeping the Badgers not only off the scoreboard but off the bases until now. A couple of Badger runners on, one by way of walk, one by the base hit from Cobb as 2 on, 2 out. And a 1-1 count to Kesterson. Reinhardt from the stretch quickly delivers. Ball hit right down the third baseline inside. Coming around is Brown. He'll score easily. Being waved around is Cobb. The ball's in the corner coming up. Cobb's going to have a play, and he's down safe at home. Daniel Kesterson, welcome to Arkadelphia. Varsity baseball, young man. Nice play as a double right there, scores 2 runs. The first hit, the first RBIs of not only the season for Arkadelphia, but for young Daniel Kesterson. Congratulations, son. Badgers 3, Ricebirds 1, and that's going to draw a mound visit from the Stuttgart head coach. We talked earlier before the broadcast, or before the game began, and in 2013, Arkadelphia and Stuttgart met in the state championship at Baum Stadium in Fayetteville. One of the players for that Stuttgart team was now head coach for the Ricebirds. And doesn't seem like it was 10 years ago, but actually we're going to recognize and celebrate that 2013 state championship team later in the year. We'll have more details on that as we come back to broadcast later in the season. Wow, big hit right there from Zane Hill. It's left, got around on it a little bit too hard, a little bit too fast. So Kesterson, the runner at second base, a 2-out double. 2 RBI double from Kesterson right down the third base bag, inside all the way to the corner. And now here's Hill going to poke one just foul. So hard foul long to the left side and a little pooch foul down the right side puts him in an 0-2 hole. Top of the fourth, Badgers have scored 2 here in the fourth, 1 in the first. They lead it 3-1. Ball is inside. A ball and a strike now. The first pitch that's not been fouled off by Hill. Tightening his equipment there is the Stuttgart catcher. Reinhardt from the stretch, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Outside, taken by Hill. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. We'll be back to the top of the lineup if Hill were to reach Carter Babb. He started things off with a double to the left center field wall and scored on a stolen base, on stealing home. There's a shot that's going to get to the third baseman. He boots it, and into third is Kesterson. Safe at first is Hill. Kesterson getting a little bit of a slide into third there. I don't think he meant to. A little bit of moisture now starting to fall here. And this brand new turf doesn't quite have the nap knocked off of it yet, so going to be a little bit slick out there. Nice play by Hill. He'll be He'll be replaced by Kelburn Middleton at first base to do courtesy running for the Arkadelphia catcher. So Kelburn Middleton now seeing his first action for the Badgers, courtesy running at first base for Zane Hill. As you know, catchers and pitchers can be courtesy ran for in high school baseball. It does not remove them from the batting lineup nor from the defensive lineup. Any other substitutions for defenders must be a pinch runner, and that would remove them from the lineup. So Kelburn Middleton got a little speed over there. He's being held on at first base. Kesterson at third. Third baseman is even with the grass. Ball one outside to Babb, his third time up. Smacked one off the wall to start the game. Struck out looking an inning ago. Chance for an RBI here for the Arkadelphia leadoff hitter. 1-0. Pitch on the outside, but enough to get strike one. Carter gives it a little head nod, acknowledges the call, steps back in from the left side. Swings the bat. Reinhardt giving a little glance over to Middleton. Comes set. Kick and deal, low leg kick, low pitch. 2 balls and a strike to Babb. Middleton is a threat to steal a base, and Stuttgart knows it. They're keeping him honest, keeping him held on the bag. Even with the grass on the left side is the third baseman for Stuttgart. Kesterson with a normal lead from third. Runners at the corners, 2 down, 2 already across, 2-1 to Carter Babb. Can he pick up where he left off in the top of the first? Here's the 2-1. Outside, ball 3. Maddox Finley waits on deck if anyone were to reach. We go to the freshman. Right fielder getting his first start as a Badger today. And couldn't be a bigger one here in North Little Rock. Time is asked for and granted by Babb. Reinhardt again going back to taking a little bit of time. I think that helps clear his head just a little bit. He gets in a groove and he shortens up that wait between pitches. He gets in a little trouble and he lengthens it a little. So maybe that's a good sign for Arkadelphia. 3-1 to Babb. Outside, ball 4. Badgers loading the bases now. Kesterson, Middleton, and now Babb. And out of the dugout is Stuttgart's head coach, and that may be all for Mr. Reinhardt. He's pitched a whale of a game. Just got into some trouble here with a couple outs, and that is, in fact, going to be the case, as we're going to have a pitching change here for Stuttgart with a couple outs and bags full of Badgers here in the River City Classic. Again, Arkadelphia will be back on the road on Friday against Pulaski Academy from Joe T. Robinson High School down Highway 10. But in the meantime, tomorrow night, come on out to Southern Bancorp Field at the Arkadelphia Sports Complex. Badgers will be at home for the first time tomorrow and visiting from right down Highway 7, the Bismarck Lions. Come on out and enjoy some baseball. It's going to be a good, pleasant weather afternoon and hopefully some good baseball. You know, Arkadelphia started the season last year with a loss at Bismarck. So Bismarck is smaller classification, but nevertheless, they're going to come to play, you know, when they play the Badgers. Pitching change looks like is going to be a number 16, and that is going to be Dylan Duncan, I believe. Dylan Duncan was playing first base, so we'll have to try to set, not sure, try to set your lineup here, but looks like Dylan Duncan going to be in to finish out the 4th inning here for the Rice Birds. He's a right-hander, a bit more stocky than was Reinhardt. He's thrown a couple of pitches so far. He looks like he's got some, looks like he's going to have an off-speed pitch. So Arkadelphia making some noise here at the top of the 4th inning. Finley going to be the batter when we return back to action here. A couple more warm-up pitches, and that's what we'll have. Maddox Finley, again, a freshman for Arkadelphia, getting his first start of the season out in right field. Also a very talented pitcher. We'll see Maddox on the mound during, especially in some relief duties, and possibly even starting some non-conference games as the year progresses. Wears number 1 on his back. Young freshman will step to the right side now for his first time to bat. He takes a big first time at bat with runners on. Everything's a first here, especially when you're a freshman. First start, first at bat with runners juiced on every bag. And again, welcome to big time baseball, Maddox Finley. Here we go. New pitcher, new freshman. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking pitch there by Duncan. And he's quickly ahead. No balls and a strike. He's going to lean in with the stretch pitch. Partial swing, 0-2. And Finley would like to put the bat on the ball here. Base is full of Badgers, and quickly down 0-2 in the count. Campbell, the batter, standing in the on-deck circle. Could be a really big inning here if Maddox can get on base. And he thought he had that one. The pitcher started to exit the mound. Some of the infield started to go, but pitch was left just a little bit high and outside. So a ball and 2 strikes now to Finley. Could have been a call either way. Finley gets the call. Comes set. Here's the 1-2. He got him that time. That's a breaking pitch that he hasn't seen in his career, most likely. That's a good pitch from a veteran high school pitcher, and Maddox froze him, and he leaves the bases loaded. But Arkadelphia does come with a couple here in the top of the 4th. 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning here, and Arkadelphia leading at the River City Classic. This leg being brought to you on a brand new field, brand new school here at Maumelle Charter. A lot of construction going on. It's coming in this afternoon. It looks like they've built a school. Now they're building neighborhood around it. A lot of streets and a lot of cul-de-sacs that they are starting to build new homes. So Little Rock expanding out into this area, new area of Maumelle. And they've certainly built a state-of-the-art school and a baseball field to work with. Campbell's back out for the 4th inning of work. And he's done a great job. He's only given up 1 hit. That run we've got a scoreboard issue. The 2 runs that Arkadelphia scored on the scoreboard are showing in the 3rd inning, which they should actually be in the 4th inning. The score's right. It's 3-1 Arkadelphia. It's just the wrong inning that they're posted in on the scoreboard. Scoreboard is a convenience for the fans that are here, not necessarily the official scorekeeping method, but hey, it's the first game of the season, folks. Everybody needs a little bit of slack here. Even the scorekeeper needs, and the scoreboard operator needs a little bit of slack. We're certainly not quite polished, but we're going to make it. We're going to make it work, and we're going to have fun doing it. Campbell back out. He's thrown a couple of balls to start the inning. Reinhardt, who was the pitcher of record so far, is the batter here, and he's got a 2-0 count. There's one that bounces off of the shin guard of Hill back to the screen. 3 balls, no strikes. So Campbell back to ball 4. Reinhardt going to get down to first base quickly and back to the screen again for the second pitch of the inning that goes back to the screen. A little control issue here from Campbell as we start the bottom of the 4th. Herzog is the catcher, and he'll bat here for the Rice Birds with a runner on, nobody out. Lead runner gets on a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, because we're in the bottom of the 4th.
5 straight pit balls thrown by Campbell. The first time we've seen any command issues really from Tripp so far. We'll see if he gathers it back in as he's got a runner on first and pitching from the stretch. There is strike 1. He did catch the outside black on there. One ball, 1 strike to the Rice Bird catcher. And there's ball 2 that goes down in the zone. The runner at first is Reinhardt. He reached on a 4-pitch walk. First base runner of the inning for the Rice Birds. He's being held by Caden Brown. Ball is sprayed into the Arkadelphia dugout. Assistant coaches go doing a little dance over there and get away from that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Badgers with 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th. 1 in the 3rd for the Rice Birds. Big sweeping curveball is ball 3. Full count now to Herzog, and he's got a runner on and nobody out. We'll see if Campbell comes to him. Here's the pitch. Foul back. Just a little piece of that. Sends it straight back behind us. Behind him to the backstop. He'll go at it again. His head coach in the third base box giving him instruction. With a runner on first. Modest lead over, held on by Brown. To the belt, set is Campbell. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big arching curveball. And that's what we've seen so far from Campbell. And he gets the first out of the inning as the new pitcher, Duncan, will see Campbell again here. Still that runner on. Brown still holding him. Here's the pitch. Sails high. Caught by Hill. Good job by the Arkadelphia catcher to go up the ladder and catch that one, not get to the screen. That would have definitely sent the runner to second base in scoring position. And with only 1 out, we'd like to keep him there at first. And that is Reinhardt at first. Slipping in behind and holding him on is Brown. Swing and a miss. Squaring around, almost tempting to throw behind him is Hill. Not quite enough of a lead over there to draw the throw from Hill, so a ball now and a strike. One the count. Duncan the batter. Ball is low. 2-1 Campbell to Duncan. Pitcher on pitcher. Duncan came in to relief pitch for Reinhardt with 2 outs in the top of the 4th after Arkadelphia scored that second and third run. Now Reinhardt is the runner at first and Duncan at the plate with a 3-1 count. Cedric Hawkins, the center fielder, is on deck, and it's ball 4. So a little bit of control, a couple of walks now in the inning, and Campbell, we'll see if he can work his way out. Hill gives him a little bit of an attaboy. We're going to see a pinch runner, or excuse me, a courtesy runner now for Stuttgart. We are going to see a courtesy runner for Stuttgart at first base. It's like Caden Schaefer. And Hawkins, the left-handed hitting center fielder, now with 1 out and a couple of runners on. Big cut. He was trying to turn the scoreboard over with that one, as he is the go-ahead run right now for the Ricebirds with runners at first and second, nobody out. Or excuse me, 1 out. Lefty on lefty. Campbell dealing again, swing and a miss. And we've got catcher interference. As Hawkins' bat hits the catcher, and so now we have bases loaded with 1 out. And Hawkins had a kind of an unorthodox swing from the left side. He dipped way down in his back foot, his back leg, and that caused the bat to get back there into the Arkadelphia catcher. That one squirts away from Hill just a tad, but not enough to get the run home from third, and that's going to draw a visit out from Coach Drew Lowe as Badger infield and Battery will converge on the mound as a 1-0 count, bases full of Ricebirds, and only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Arkadelphia took the lead in the top of the 4th, and now Stuttgart threatening to take it back here in the bottom. First visit from Lowe. We'll see if he stays with Campbell. It looks like he will. And he will, as Tripp will stay out there for at least another batter. We'll see how this goes, if he can work his way out of it. Quite a jam here for Arkadelphia, is hanging on to a 2-run lead. They had a couple of innings there with not a lot going for Arkadelphia, but they come alive here in the top of the 4th, and now struggling a bit is Tripp Campbell here in the bottom. Atkinson, the third baseman. Ball gets to the screen, and that's going to score a run. So the first pitch after the mound visit goes to the screen, and Hill not able to come up with it in time, and so another run across for the Ricebirds. It's 3-2 now with runners at second and third and nobody out in a 2-0 count. Russ Atkinson, the third baseman. Campbell. There's strike 1, and that looked like the Tripp Campbell of old right there, is just bear down and throw a hard strike. Third time through the lineup for the Ricebirds, starting to figure out and be patient on that pitch a little bit, and there's another ball that's going to get over the top of Hill, and it's going to tie the ball game up as the pinch runner, the courtesy runner, comes across, and now only a runner at third, and that's Hawkins, who had the catcher interference. So a 3-1 count now to Russ Atkinson is set, and he has sat and watched the Ricebirds tie the score, and he hadn't even swung the bat. Outside, ball 4. And Campbell looks to be showing some early season fatigue here as missing, and that's going to draw the visit from Lowe, and that will be the night for Trip Campbell. And we'll see what direction Coach Lowe goes here into the bullpen here in the bottom of the 4th inning. All square, knotted up again here in Maumelle, and not real sure if the Ricebirds are through yet. They've got still a runner 90 feet away. Looks like we're going to have Judson Kuhn out of the bullpen onto the mound here for Arkadelphia. Jimmy, as they call him, on the team. We'll see if he can get the Badgers out of a bind here in the bottom of the 4th, as the Badger senior right-hander will get his first action of the young season. And we'll see the defensive substitutions in the outfield. And it looks like we're going to see Babb going over to right field. It looks like Tripp will most likely go to center, and they'll be replacing Maddox Finley in right. Maddox will come out of the game from right field, and Finley will be replaced by Judson Kuhn, who'll take the bump for Arkadelphia here in the bottom of the 4th. Runners at the corners now for the Ricebirds. Hawkins at third. Russ Atkinson just drew a walk to end the night for Trip Campbell. He is at first base, and the 2 starting pitchers will have no decision. Really a whale of a pitching duel here between Reinhardt and Campbell throughout the game. And had it not been for this 4th inning, it might have been a late inning duel, but they're both being replaced here in their respective 4th innings. And this time 2 on and 1 out for senior right-hander Judson Kuhn. Left fielder Jack Hussman will be the batter for the Ricebirds here in the bottom of the 4th. He inherits a couple of base runners, as does Judson Kuhn. Gets a last-minute visit with Zane Hill, and he'll go to the mound for Arkadelphia. Infield remains the same for the Badgers. Outfield, just a little bit of a shake-up. Babb in right, and Campbell from the mound to center. Here's the pitch from Kuhn. He's off and running from first base. No throw, and now runners at second and third, both in scoring position. Hawkins was a threat to score from third. Had the ball gone into second. Pretty good pitch to throw the runner out, but Badger catcher keeps it, and a strike to Hussman. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and foul tip. That's a foul tip that gets off of the catcher. Hill, he seems to be okay. The home plate umpire going to take a short walk and visit out to the mound to give Zane a second to regain the feeling in his knee there. (0-2) now. Good place for a strikeout right here for Judson Kuhn. With two runners in scoring position, a tie ball game, and inheriting quite a mess here. Fouled back, and Kuhn still with the big advantage in the count. Back to the top of the lineup we go for Stuttgart. Short of a double play, that'd be Jadavian Gaddy in the leadoff spot for the Ricebirds. He's on deck from the stretch. 0-2. Swung on, hit to third base. It's going to be foul and picked up in foul territory by Hooten and throw to first, but it is a foul ball. Still 0-2. Badger infield at regular play depth. Hooten and Brown even with the bags at first and third. Deep in the hole and short is Witten, and deep in the hole at second is Cobb. Ball hit, smoke to center field. That's going to score a run. It is caught out there for the second out. One run will score. And an overthrow on the playback, on the throw back in, will allow the runner at second base to go to third, and the Ricebirds have taken the lead 4-3. Little bit of indecision there on that throw in. It came in a little between the cutoff man and the pitcher. Hooten had gone from third, but he knew he had to get back to the bag because the runner was going over, and sure enough, the throw was late in there. So now with 2 outs and the lead, the Ricebirds have a runner at third base with 2 outs. They appeal the runner leaving from third on that run. That was Hawkins, and he does get the safe call, so he did tag up properly. And the Ricebirds have taken the lead here. First batter retired, and second batter takes it down the left side, foul for strike one. Starting to cool off here. I should have brought some sleeves. It's only 62. It was 63 at the start game time. It's only 62, but now there's a little bit of a breeze starting to pick up and blowing left to right out towards the right center field wall, so might help some of those Arkadelphia lefties to get a little bit of ump on it. The first ball recorded thrown by Judson Kuhn, and he's already gotten the batter out and thrown several pitches. Most have been fouled off. Now even with the Ricebird hitter. Jadavian Gaddy is the hitter. 2 balls and a strike. He's got a runner at third. He could have an RBI here, but there is 2 outs. Kuhn living outside. That ball is going to get away from Hill, not enough to get the runner from third to commit, but it's 3-1. When Judson misses, he misses outside, and little bit of leverage on that outside for Trip Campbell. Trip's also a lefty. Your umpire is going to set up on a totally different side. And there's ball 4. He misses outside. Everything's tailing right now, and Kuhn is going to have to find a different spot on the rubber or a different release point or starting point to his breaking pitch, because it's not wanting to stay in. It's not as much a breaking pitch as it is just a tailing fastball, but it's not staying in the strike zone. Runners on the corners will see if Gaddy will steal second. He is somewhat being held on by Brown. Now Brown settles in there to hold him on. And a pop-up in foul territory on the left side. Hootie's there, and he makes the catch. It almost got away. We talked about that wind swirling a little bit left to right, and that one took Houston for a little bit of a swirly bird ride, but he comes down with the catch to end the inning, and the threat is over. But the Rice Birds do some damage here. They come across with 3 to match the 2 Arkadelphia put up early in the frame. So 4-3 as we go to the top of the 5th here in Maumelle. Arkadelphia going to have a team meeting right outside the dugout, and we'll see how they finish this first game of the year. Stuttgart, a team that's upperclassmen heavy. Last year they finished with I believe a 13-11 overall record. They did face the Valley View Blazers in the first round of their regional tournament. They went into that tournament as a 4 seed. They play with 4A opponents as well. Arkadelphia this year, we talked about some differences this year in the conference. Arkadelphia bringing some new faces in the conference. Obviously going to see Nashville and Malvern and Hope and DeQueen again, but Ashdown rejoining the conference, as is 5A Camden, Fairview, and Magnolia. They're playing 4A baseball this year, so get ready to see some Panthers and a couple of new Panthers and a new Cardinal this year in the round-robin season for Arkadelphia. And they'll start their conference season next week, next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow, as they travel to DeQueen to take on the Leopards to start the conference season on the road. Here's Trip Campbell. First time he's seen the new pitcher so far for the Rice Birds. We'll see if he can connect. He struck out twice so far tonight. Quickly down 0-1. Here's the pitch, way outside, and that one didn't touch anything but the mat at the backstop. Ball and a strike now to Campbell. Pitched 3 innings of near perfect baseball. Had some trouble in the 4th. Big cut and a high outside pitch. He just missed it. Getting his money's worth on a couple of swings. He's just not able to connect so far. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Long look in from the pitcher. Comes set at the belt. Here's the leg outside. 2-2. Arkadelphia needs a base runner here. Nobody out. Campbell, Hooten, and Witten, your hitters here in the top of the 5th. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, a high fastball, and he just couldn't go up the ladder enough to get it, and for the 3rd time, Campbell goes down on strikes. Houston Hooten now the batter. And we'll see if Houston can get things going. I'll tell you what, they may not be hitting the ball as well as they can just yet, but Arkadelphia's got a pretty good-looking 3-4-5 hitter. If you want to get into a wrestling match, they're 3 pretty good-sized young men, and Campbell and Hooten and Witten, those 3 I hope a tug-of-war contest doesn't break out because Stuttgart's in trouble. Even goes the count to Hooten, a ball and a strike. Witten waits on deck. He'll bat in the inning. Brown behind him if one were to reach. Outside, Hooten watches ball 2. Big deep breath for the sophomore third baseman. As he steps back in, twirls the bat, bends the knees. 2-1. Inside. Didn't like it, asked for explanation. Got it. Doesn't know if he believes it or not, but it's 2-2. That ball looked a lot inside. Not sure if he called the check swing or if that was a called strike. That one sails high and outside. 3-2. We'll see what Hooten does here with the count full. Strikeout in the inning. 1 out on the board, no Badgers aboard. Trailing by 1, top of the 5th here against the Stuttgart Ricebirds. Ball 4, stays up just a bit. And it's enough for Hootie to get to first base, and QB1. Senior shortstop, Donovan Witten. We're gonna have a pinch runner this time. And that's gonna be Dylan Rogers. Exactly. Dylan Rogers is going to be the pinch runner for Houston Hooten. So Hooten will be. He is not a pitcher. He is not catching or pitching, so that is a pinch runner. He will be removed from the lineup. We'll see if he can be reinserted. He probably will. Donnie Witten is your batter. Tailing pitch that goes just outside the zone. He's reaching down to get an appeal from the first base coach, and I don't think Coach DeRoop's going to give it to him. Getting some orders barked out from Coach Lowe in the dugout. We'll see what the play is. It's 1-0 to Witten. Rogers away. He's being held on at first. Rogers with a nice lead and a low pitch for ball 2. And not very popular with Duncan on the mound. Nevertheless, it's ball 2. Umpires need a little bit of seasoning as well. First game. Not everybody's quite up to playoff form just yet. Mile high foul ball right back behind the screen for strike 1. Very similar setup to the sports complex at Arkadelphia, kind of a wheeled pattern of some other sports fields, not necessarily baseball, but there is a soccer field back over the third base dugout, behind the third base dugout. A lot of activity, and that is a tailor-made ground ball double play, and they only get one, and that is to second base. So Rogers is out. Rogers is out 6-4, and down to first on the fielder's choice is Witten. And now Brown, who has been on base with a base on balls, he did draw a walk an inning ago, is back up, and he'll see Duncan for the first time as well. Witten on first, good lead, being held on over there. Breaking pitch outside, ball 1. Cobb is on deck. Cobb had a big hit last inning to set up the Kesterson RBI double. And that ball gets away from the catcher. Down easily to second base is Witten. And so with 2 outs, now a runner in scoring position for Arkadelphia, and that's Donovan Witten at second base. Witten with a 2-out walk, and Brown now has run the count to 2-0. And Duncan having a little bit of control issue here as the go-ahead run is at the plate. Cat and mouse going on second and short. Ball high inside. 3 balls, no strikes. Holding Witten on at second. Starting to get late enough in a 7-inning game where you need to make these runs count, and we'll see if a 3-0 count, if Brown has the green light or not. And he does not. Nevertheless, up high inside. Now 2 Badgers aboard. First and second. Cobb came through earlier last inning. We'll see if he can do it again. Kesterson on deck. Cobb singled last inning to really start the production from the Arkadelphia bats. Singled last inning, was driven in by Kesterson later in the inning. Now there's 2 Badgers aboard. We'll see what the play is here. Down and away. Duncan having some control issues again. We'll see if the Badger hitters are patient enough to make Duncan throw strikes, or there's a pitch that should get out of play down the right side in the bullpen. Ball and a strike now to Cobb. A little bit late on that one. Luckily, it got far enough out of play for no play. And it's a ball and a strike. .56 in the evening. A beautiful afternoon and evening from North Little Rock, Maumelle Charter, Arkadelphia, and Stuttgart in a fist fight. Inside, high, just missed hitting him. And that one got in on Cobb before he really could get his head turned and gave him a little chin music. 2 balls and a strike. Witten at second, Brown at first. 2 outs, 2 on, 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch, down and ball 3. Three balls and a strike. Does Coach Jordan give him the green light here? We'll see. 3 balls and a strike. Cobb takes time, wants to think it over. New assistant coach Benson Jordan working that third base coach's box for the first time as a Badger coach. Barking out some instructions to his Badger hitter. Away from second is Witten. Brown away from first. Swing and a miss. Tailing inside fastball, and the count is full to Ashton Cobb. He's going to step out, take a minute. That would probably cause him an out at the next level. Again, high school not implementing the so far infamous batter and pitcher clocks. Here's the 3-2. Ball 4. Base is full of Badgers. Will that get a visit? Not necessarily from the dugout, but it will from his catcher. So Duncan will go, Hawkins will go out to see Duncan, or excuse me, Herzog will go out to see Duncan. Will not draw a visit from will not draw a visit from the Stuttgart dugout, so they're going to go with Duncan. And down the left field line last inning was Daniel Kesterson with a 2 RBI double to give the Badgers the lead, 3-1. Since then, the bottom of the fourth has plated 3 Ricebirds, and they now lead 4-3. But the Badgers with a lot cooking here in the top of the fifth. 2 outs, and the runners and the bases are loaded. The pitch from Duncan is hit on the screws, but to center field straight away and over his head. It gets over the center fielder. 1 will score, 2 will score, 3 will score. Kesterson going to third base, standing up. He's going to try to score in the park. Down the slide. Got him! Oh my, what a play. But Daniel Kesterson plates 3 runs for Arkadelphia. And that is 5 RBIs on the night for the Arkadelphia junior left fielder. He's gunned down at the plate, but what a play right there. The hit, it got just enough air under it to get past the center fielder. And that was Cedric Hawkins. Hawkins took 1 step in too many, and the ball just gobbled him up out there. It was hit on the screws, line drive, and it gets over Hawkins. And so Arkadelphia now has taken the lead 6-4. Man, welcome to varsity baseball, Mr. Kesterson. What a nice bit of hitting, and that was first pitch hitting too. He just got up there and pounded the baseball. And Arkadelphia, man, a back and forth game here. What kind of a exciting game can you have? Well, we're having it right here in Maumelle. No defensive changes right now. Arkadelphia will stay with Judd Kuhn. He's the right-hander that got us out of the inning last inning, and he's back on the bump for the Badgers. Senior right-hander got that whipping kind of arm motion that's a little bit lower arm slot than most of your right-handed pitchers, kind of a snap wrist right there at the end of it. So far, so good. And at 9 o'clock at night here in Maumelle, we've got a barn burner. Cool evening. Nice breeze blowing again left to right. Arkadelphia back on top 6-4. Shortstop. Malachuk. There's a shot to center. That's going to get down. Campbell's going to fall out there. It's slick out there. He's going to come up. Don't test him, young man. He's coming into second base. And he thinks twice and goes back. A little bit of a trip out there by Campbell, and it looked like it almost kind of did the same thing that the field did to Hawkins. It kind of got his feet tangled up a little bit. You know, anytime there's new turf, it's going to have a little bit of unfinished business on it, and that's exactly what we're looking at out in center field. So a leadoff single for the Ricebirds. Here's the pitch, outside, ball 1. Reinhardt started and did a great job pitching through 3 innings for the Ricebirds. Now with a runner on first, trailing by 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. Runner is off. The throw by Hill is down and not in time. The tag is put on by Cobb, but a little bit late. Good jump over there by Malachuk. And He's in there at second. Now with no outs and a runner in scoring position for Stuttgart. 1-1 the count to Reinhardt. Cobb will bounce around, holding the runner just in his vision. Witten from short. They'll kind of cat and mouse back and forth. Down in the dirt. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Kuhn giving a look back to the runner at second. Dialing in from the stretch to the chest. Look and the pitch. Outside, ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike. Runner at second base, nobody out. Badgers need putouts right here with a 2-run lead. Compliments Daniel Kesterson here in the 5th. Swing and a miss. Big cut right there by Reinhardt, out in front of it a little bit. Jimmy took a little bit off of that one, and Reinhardt was out in front of it. Draws it back to now a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Witten directly behind the runner, leading off from second. Stepping back, giving a look is Kuhn, and he'll reset back on the mound. Badgers need outs. Tying run at the plate. Cobb retreats back, swing and a miss, and Kuhn got him. Chasing an outside tailing fastball, and Reinhardt couldn't lay off of it and didn't have a long enough bat to reach it. 1 down now for the Badgers. That runner at second base, and J.D. Herzog, the catcher, up for the Birds. In the grass at first base is Brown. Even with the bag at third is Hooten. Throwing behind the runner, and that one's going to get into center field, and the runner will go to third base. Finally draw a throw from Kuhn, and it gets away from Witten and goes into short center field, and the runner now is 90 feet away. Tying run at the plate. So runner at third base now for Stuttgart. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. 6-4 Badger lead. Here's the first pitch to Herzog. Inside, ball 1. Brown still even with the grass. Looks like he's going to back up just a little bit. Hootie even with the bag at third. Deep in the hole at second is Cobb, and good, nice pitch there. Just hits the outside. Herzog swings at it. Missed it by a mile. Ball and a strike to the Stuttgart catcher. Regular depth are the Badger outfielders. There's a nice pitch. That's that changeup that comes in there and looks like it's going to be a little hotter than it is and drops off. Nice job of catching that by Hill, and now ahead. Of the batter, and a little bit of confusion there by the Stuttgart hitter, but 1-2. Here comes the pitch, and that looked pretty good. Just missed just about a chiclet high. That was just a little bit high. Catcher wants to visit with his pitcher for just a minute. Need this out right here. This was a big one. The entire infield is going to come in, see what the plan is with the runner on third. They all give their senior right-hander a little pat on the rear, and they go back to their respective positions. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Reinhardt. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Wow, nice bit of coaching there from whoever drew that up. Not sure if that was a catching decision or what, and now Lowe's going to go out. 2 outs in the frame, and still that runner hanging around over there at third base. And it looks like Judson Kuhn has done his job. Nice job, young man. And he will exit stage right, having done his job. And looks like we're going to get a call to the Arkadelphia bullpen, and that just may be to Finley. Nope. Well, we're going to see. Yep, we're going to see Finley back on the field, but not on the mound. He's going to go back to the defensive position, and Donovan Witten will take the mound for Arkadelphia. So Finley going to be inserted. Looks like maybe shortstop. So re-entering the game, played the first 3 innings in right field, substituted out for the pitching Judd Kuhn. Now back in the game and subbing back in for Donovan Witten at shortstop defensively is Maddox Finley. And Donovan Witten will head to the mound for the Badgers. We'll see if he can close out the bottom of the 5th. Once again, Arkadelphia needing outs. The runner at third base, not a deal breaker. You'd like to see him stay there, but Arkadelphia could see him score and still keep the lead. They don't want that, but anytime you've got a new pitcher, and especially first pitching start of the year, pitching action of the year, sometimes control can be an issue, and when it is, you may see a ball go to the backstop. Hopefully that's not the case. But again, not a deal breaker for that base runner from third to score. It would make it a 6-5 game, but that 2-run cushion sure is very popular for Arkadelphia. All right, so we're about ready for action here as Arkadelphia's new pitcher is senior right-hander Donovan Witten. And Dylan Duncan will be your hitter with 2 outs here. The pitcher of record for the Ricebirds. He inherits a runner at third base, as does Witten from the mound. Right now, the winning pitcher of record is Judson Kuhn. Dylan Duncan standing in from the right side, 2 outs. From the stretch, the right-hander, Donovan Witten. First pitch, strike 1. Fastball hits the outside black, and Witten's a strike for his first pitch of the young year. From the stretch, just above the belts where he settles that glove. Steps off. Wants to keep Hooten in the hole over at third. Not wanting him really to keep that runner on. They want the defense set to knock down anything, even if it concedes that run. We don't want a ball in a hole. Second pitch is ball 1. Outside and away. Witten taking a long look in. Taps that left foot. Comes set. High knee kick. Down and away. Nice job there by Hill, keeping that one from getting by. 2 balls and a strike. Couple more innings to go here. Late start for Arkadelphia, but it's been not a real fast game. Couple of innings there, went pretty quick, a pitcher's duel, and then some longer innings. And there's strike 2. That ball comes in hot. Duncan thought it was a little bit inside, maybe a little up. Umpire said different, and we're even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 5th, stepping off the rubber is Witten. Got that glove cocked under his left armpit. Now he comes set. Looking at the runner at third. Here's the pitch. High, ball 3. Full he goes. Waiting on deck, Cedric Hawkins. He was the center fielder that got crossed up and let those 3 runs come across and almost a 4th as Kesterson was thrown out at the plate. You know he's got a score to settle. We'll see if he gets an at bat. He does not, as Witten throws it by him and sheathes the sword there as he comes off the mound for strike 3 and out number 3. And out of the inning come the Badgers with a 2-run lead here at Maumelle, 6-4, as we go to inning number 6. 2 more to go here in the River City Classic. Glad you're with us. Thank you for hanging on with us. A late afternoon and a late evening here, as 9:16 in the evening here from Maumelle Charter School in North Little Rock. Badger 6. Stuttgart Ricebirds 4. It's been an up and down affair. Arkadelphia took the lead in the first inning. That held up until the bottom of the the bottom of the 3rd, where it was tied up. And then in the top of the 4th, Arkadelphia scored a couple of runs, then gave up 3 in the bottom of the 4th to give back the lead. And since then, it's been 3 runs across in the top of the 5th. Kesterson has 5 of the 6 runs credited to him, as he has 5 RBIs on the night. A 2-run double and a bases clearing thrown out at home to end the inning. Shot to center field for Kesterson. And he's been the offensive star of the show so far. Back out on the mound for another inning of work is Duncan. And the Arkadelphia hitters in the top of the 6th inning will be Hill, Babb, and Finley. All right, so here we go. Zane Hill, Arkadelphia's junior catcher, will be first batter of the top of the 6th inning. From the right side, the open stance. Leaning in, pitching from the stretch is Duncan. First pitch, strike 1. Good looking fastball there from Duncan. Taking all the way was Hill. Here's the pitch. Popped up and out of play. It'll get over behind the screen and not too far behind. A sky foul ball there from Hill. And he's in the hole 0-2. 9-1-2 in the order here to start the 6th inning. 0-2 to Zane Hill. Pitch high and taken, ball 1. Wind still blowing from left to right, blowing out towards right center field. And there's a base hit. There is a ball that's going to get to the third across. Hill got some wheels and he's going to beat it out. Not only does he beat out the throw, but the throw goes over into the bullpen area, and Hill is on with an infield single. One of the faster Badgers on the team is Zane Hill, and he just flat beat it out. Rushing the throw was the third baseman. He cleaned it. He fielded it cleanly to his left side and had time. He pumped one too many times there, and Hill beat it out. Top of the lineup now with Carter Babb. He is 1 for 3. Started the game with a double to the fence in left center. Off and running is Hill. And he's in there easily, sliding almost past the bag was Hill. Good jump, good speed. And Zane Hill's got some wheels as he goes into second base now, and Babb squared the bunt. There was a question as to whether or not it was a foul ball, but it was just a clean catch. All I heard was one pop.
He did, but he caught it.
Okay. Ball was caught, so it's just a strike. If the ball is fouled up and caught, it's an out. If it's foul tip and caught, anything but a third strike, it's just a strike. It's not a dead ball strike, so the runner can advance on the steal, which he did, and now is at second base. 1-1 to Babb. 1-2. Babb takes strike 2. Not a lot of bend to it, but enough to freeze Babb as he's now 1-2 in the count. Badger in scoring position is Hill. He can score easily on a base hit from second base. Fastest Badger in the lineup right now. Leading off from second, being held on by the second baseman. Babb fouls it away off to the left side, stays alive. Boy, a 3-run cushion would look really, really good right now for the Badgers. Top of the 6th inning. We play 7. Nobody out. There's a shot to the second baseman. That'll get Hill to third. Up and in time. 4-3, the put out, but the runner advances to third base, and now with 1 out, there is a runner 90 feet away for Arkadelphia. And the batter is Maddox Finley. Finley was reinserted into the defensive lineup at shortstop when Witten came into pitch last inning. Contact here, Mr. Finley, and this run comes across for Arkadelphia, most likely. Zane with some wheels at third. Nice pick up there by the catcher as that one gets down, and nice job of saving it there by Herzog. The 1-0 count to Finley. 6-4. 1 out, top of the 6th inning. Arkadelphia leading the Stuttgart Ricebirds. A runner at third. Fouled back and out of play for strike 1 to Finley. Campbell waits on deck. He is due. One. Count to Finley. Here's the pitch. Outside, taken. Good eye from the Badger freshman. 2 balls and a strike. And there's a bending strike that hits the outside black. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the count. 1 out, dancing around at third base will be Hill. Even with the bag is the Stuttgart third baseman, not holding him on, but even with the bag. Shortstop is shading to the second base side of the bag. There's a big hole between third and short. The 2-2 is fouled out. Fouled back and out of play. Wind picking up here, blowing out left to right. Trip Campbell, a lefty, certainly will benefit if he were to get a hold of one here. And he will get an at-bat, most likely. There's a shot that's going to be snagged by the third baseman. Back in is Hill, and that was he almost got it into that big open space we were talking about between short and third, but the third baseman had a nice jump on it and snow-coned it in his glove out to his left side for the second out of the inning. Campbell, your batter now, with a runner at third. He is 0 for 3 on the day. And again, he is due. Big left-hander steps in. Here's the first pitch. Outside, ball 1. Hooten on deck. Encouragement from Coach Jordan at the third base box. Here's the 1-0. Down, strike 1. Down in the zone, maybe a little outside for his liking, but a strike on the outside black to the lefty Campbell. The 1-1. Here's the pitch. Foul back. Big breaking pitch is just gotten a piece of to stay alive there. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Campbell. Duncan looking over his left shoulder. The righty comes in, 1-2. Looking for the 4th strikeout of the night for Campbell. Runner is stranded at third base, and the Badgers hang on to a 6-4 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Badgers need 6 outs. The 2-run lead, we'll see if they can hold on here in Maumelle, as it's been a long night. It's been a productive night for Arkadelphia. Third pitcher of the night, third senior pitcher of the night is Donovan Witten. He got Arkadelphia out of a jam in the last inning. He starts the bottom of the 6th here for Arkadelphia, and we'll see if they can hang on for another 6 outs. Well, we've seen some production from some guys that we haven't really even seen yet, and we've seen some guys that we figured would be our big hitters not have such a great night. So Daniel Kesterson's been the star of the show offensively for the Badgers. 5 of the 6 runs coming by RBIs from that young man, and he is putting on a show tonight on the offensive side, and he by himself has outscored the Rice Birds as the score is 6-4, and he's got 5 RBIs. So nice job, Daniel Kesterson. Into the game and making some noise also is Maddox Finley, the young freshman, started in right field, now at shortstop. He's got a base hit. Ashton Cobb, first time he's got many at-bats, and he's got a base hit on the night. Judson Kuhn has been used sparingly as a relief pitcher. He comes in and gets 2 really good innings. So Arkadelphia getting production up and down the lineup as far as some new faces and a brilliant pitching performance through 3 innings for not only Trip Campbell but Reinhardt on the Stuttgart side, and those 2 guys went at it hard for 3 innings, and then wheels kind of fell off for both of them. A better bullpen performance by Arkadelphia, and so far Witten has been able to get out of a jam in the last inning, and he starts his first inning on the mound for Arkadelphia. And the first pitch is a strike to Sed Hawkins. Hawkins, the center fielder, batting in the 7-hole for the Rice Birds. Witten just above the belt. He comes set, high knee. Fastball is low, ball 1. Well, the temperature hasn't dropped a lot, but there's been a little bit of wind pickup, and it's just that night air that's made it a little bit chilly. Still a great day for baseball. Check swing is just enough to get the strike call, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Beautiful day for baseball. It's supposed to be a beautiful day for baseball tomorrow as the Badgers bring their show home for the first time as they face the Bismarck Lions tomorrow in Arkadelphia at Southern Bancorp Field at Sports Complex. Badgers and Lions, first pitch 4:30. Come on out to the ballpark. 75 and sunny is the forecast tomorrow from Arkadelphia. Bismarck going to make the short trip down Highway 7. 1-2. Check, but he did not go that time. Hawkins started to offer at it and quick enough and strong enough to hold the bat back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You know, Arkadelphia started their entire season last year, and such a productive season, with a loss to Bismarck at Bismarck, and kind of a step back and go, wow, what happened? Eventually ended up with a fantastic season, but tell you what, the Lions come to play. Hawkins is going to ask for timeout. Hill going to use that timeout to go out and visit with his catcher, or his pitcher. Make sure they're on the same page. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Arkadelphia just needing outs. 2-run cushion, 6-4 here, bottom of the 6th. Arkadelphia, the visiting team. Stuttgart will bat last. Got 2 more frames to get it done. Here's the pitch. 2-2, high, ball 3. Count goes full. Visiting with Coach Lowe, he made the comment that I asked him how he's going to plan on using Witten this year in pitching, and he says he just probably won't start a lot, probably won't start much, if any. He'd like to use him out of the bullpen. Just missed getting that call. It's ball 4 to start the inning, and Hawkins is on. And Witten really wanted that one. Wants to stay with a lot of heavy doses of Trip Campbell and Carter Babb in conference play. In those non-conference games, sprinkling of some of these younger guys in there for not only some starting work, but also into the varsity games, maybe some middle inning relief. Witten, long stride that time, a long set position. Not sure what Witten had going on there, but it didn't look right. He's going to get a visit from Houston Hooten from third, and kind of looked like he got himself too spread out, his feet spread out too much when he comes set, and he couldn't really back off the plate because he was out of balance. Ball and a strike. Hawkins a threat to run at first. Brown holding him on. Atkinson, third baseman, is the hitter. There he goes, running. Throw down. It's not in time. Hawkins is in there with a stolen base. That's his second of the night. And there's that runner again. Nobody out, and that runner on now in scoring position to cut it to 1, the tying run at the plate. It was a strike, so it's even the count at 1-1. Cobb going to retreat back in the hole at second. Finley shadowing the runner a little bit, leading off from second. Big hole between short and third. Right-handed hitter. Ball is outside and low. Curveball, ball 2. Atkinson, the third baseman. Right-hander. Tall kid, looks like he's probably 6'2" or 6'3". Looks like he belongs in the middle of the Arkadelphia lineup with a build like that. Here's the 2-1. Low. Runner may be held out a little bit too far. He gets back in time. Hawkins had almost committed to go to third. Ball was low, nicely fielded by Hill. The pitch was nicely played by Hill, and he come up and had a dilemma, third or second, and he chases Hawkins back to second. 3-1 now. The go-ahead run would be on deck if the runner were to reach. Off the rubber goes Witten. Hawkins giving him something to think about out there. Behind him, sneaking around, is Maddox Finley. Ball 4 is high to the Riceburg third baseman. So now the go-ahead run at the plate. Jack Hussman. Hussman, the also pretty good sized young man. He's the left fielder. And so now with 2 Ricebirds on the bases, you'd really like to keep them at first and second and keep those forces. We'll see if we can keep a ball away from the backstop and getting those runners up. Witten using this runner at second base, I think, to gather his composure more than anything. Steps back in there, gives a quick look, and comes to the plate. Swing and a miss. Hussman is behind that one. And the big left fielder looking down at his belt. Stuttgart and Arkadelphia both using the wristband number letter color cards. The days of the old finger to the nose and the ear and are just about gone. There goes the runner's a double steal, and it's going to be popped in the air. There's 1, there's 2, there is 3. 3 outs, a triple play. The hit and run was on, and it's popped back to the pitcher for the first out, to second for 1, to first for 2, to second for 3, and wow. That's the way you get outs, Chris Babb. 3 and 1 bad luck play for Stuttgart. The worst possible thing to happen on a hit and run is a pop back to the pitcher. And Witten, who had started to look like he was going to have some trouble, gets the royal flush to end the threat in the 6th inning. We go to the 7th. Arkadelphia 6, Stuttgart 4. River City Classic. Maumelle Charter. It's been a doozy. It's been exciting. And it's not over yet. 6 more outs. Badgers top of the 7th. Ricebirds bottom of the 7th. Triple play. I don't know how many times I have counted a triple play Arkadelphia has pulled in what's been 10 years of broadcasting, but I don't think I can remember one. Arkadelphia Stuttgart playing, I think, for the first time since 2013 when they met at Baum Stadium in Fayetteville for the first of 3 trips to Baum and 2 state championship for Arkadelphia and 1 heartbreaking loss to Star City, but in the third game. But the first time they went, they played these Stuttgart Ricebirds, and Arkadelphia won that game for their first state championship in 2013. Brant Matros, the coach. We've got some festivities later in the home half of the season where we'll recognize that 2013 team and their 10-year anniversary, and hopefully be able to replay that scene again in the state championship. All the pieces are here. Looking pretty good so far. Houston Hooten leading things off in the 7th. Hooten, Witten, Brown. 1-0 to Hooten. Houston Hooten getting a start at third base. Sophomore lefty. Nice size young man for a sophomore. Tell you, he's a big boy. There's a strike. Most of the Badgers taking on that first strike, they're making the Stuttgart pitchers go a little bit deeper in the count. And it's been good here in the later going. There's a second almost strike. That one to the chagrin of the Duncan, the pitcher for the Ricebirds. He's going to take a little stroll behind the mound and clear that one out of his Rolodex. Here's Hootie, 2-1. Inside, ball 3. Two-run cushion right now. A little extra wouldn't hurt. Coach Drew Lowe's feelings not one bit. Inside, ball 4. Leadoff walk for Hooten. Go from Hooten to Witten. Left side to right side. Sophomore to senior. Witten has to give up his wristband for his pitching duties, but he needs it back for his hitting instruction. And he gets his wristband, gets his call, goes back into the back pocket, and he's set into the box. Houston Hooten, the runner at first base, drew a leadoff walk. Gets a secondary lead. He's being held on over there at first. By Atkinson. Strike called, looking. 1-1 to Witten. Brown is on deck. He'll bat here in the top of the 7th. One. Here's the pitch. Inside high, ball 2. Duncan's thrown a lot of pitches. He came in the 4th inning. And he's gone the entire distance since. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Arkadelphia making him work. Hootie drew a leadoff walk. Now Witten has the pitcher in the hole. 3 balls and a strike. Brown on deck. 3-1. Here's the pitch. Strike just on the high and outside part of the zone. Count now full. We'll see how much Duncan has left in the tank here for the Ricebirds. He's been called on for 3 innings of work. There's a shot out into center field. It is going to get by Hawkins. It'll go to the wall. That will score Hootie from first. He's being waved around. Rounding second is Witten. He's going to be held up. No, he is going home. Inside the park, home run, head first. Badgers take the lead by 4. And there comes the belt for Witten. And if you paid to get in this game, you got your money's worth, is all I'm telling you, because you have seen not one, but almost 2 inside the park home runs. You've seen a triple play. You've seen back and forth, great pitching at times, great hitting at times. Just 2 really good 4A baseball teams getting after it here in the first game of the season. On about as good a baseball field as you could ever ask for, and the first night it's ever been used. And that first game that ran a little bit late on us between Harrisburg and Maumelle was a fairly decent game. This one right here has been a show, both for Arkadelphia at times and for Stuttgart. But so far, the late innings have belonged to the Badgers. Still nobody out. And Donovan Witten just decides that he's just going to clear the bases by himself. And he does it with a hard shot. That's the second time that Hawkins has been really crossed up and eaten up out in center field by Arkadelphia hotline drives. The first one from Kesterson, this one from Witten. Caden Brown now the hitter. High and outside. And Duncan, who's not pitched too bad, has just had a couple of timely hits that his defense has let him down on. Rough night out there in center for Hawkins. Two balls and no strikes to Brown. And there's a strike. That one bends in for call strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to the Badger first baseman. Caden Brown, you've not heard the name. He was a Hope Bobcat this time last year. He transferred into Arkadelphia Public Schools. He played football for the Badgers. Now he's playing baseball for Arkadelphia, and he's earned a starting spot at first base. Welcome to Arkadelphia, Mr. Caden Brown. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ball 3, low. And looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter when we come back on deck. That looks like KD Young swinging the bat over for the Badgers. Ooh, strike 3. That one just nicked the outside edge, and Brown was headed down to first base, and instead it's the first out of the inning. KD Young in for Cobb. He's going to pinch hit here in the top of the 7th. The new slimmer version of KD. Dropped about 35 pounds since last year. Whale of a season on the gridiron for Arkadelphia. Now he looks like a slim version of himself. One out now. Couple of runs across, 8-4 the score. Badgers doubling up. Bryce Bird's here in the 7th. KD going to take ball 1. That one just ending up off the plate and low. Here's the 1-0. Foul back, hard to the net, and ball and a strike. Young is a junior. He'll play some third base, and he'll pinch hit, designated hit. Tonight he's a pinch hitter for Ashton Cobb here in the top of the 7th. Nobody on, 1 out, 2 runs across. Donovan Witten with an inside the park home run to start the inning. Caden Brown struck out for the first out of the inning. And timeout, KD. Takes a step out, swings the bat a couple of times, knocking a little of the offseason rust off. Back in, ball and 2 strikes. Duncan comes set to the belt. Here's the pitch, 1-2. Swung on and fouled out of play off to the right side and into the parking lot. Thanks for hanging in with us tonight on a late night, almost 10 o'clock, 9:51 here. Opening night in Arkadelphia's young season. KD going to take a just foul off the right side. It started in and just went outside the right first base bag. So he'll stay alive at a ball and 2 strikes. Only one thing wrong with the Badger performance so far, and that's that I didn't bring a jacket. Sunny and 75, and it's really not, the temperature not bad, but it's just at night breeze and a little bit of 10 o'clock mist and dew in the air has made it a little chilly. Arkadelphia heating it up quite nicely, though. Scoring 8 runs against a really good Stuttgart playoff baseball team. There is a squibber to shortstop. He is playing just in time to get the hustling KD. So 6-3 the put out. KD hustling down the line. That one just able to get him in time, and that's going to bring up Daniel Kesterson to the plate. And here's that man again. 5 RBIs on the night for Kesterson. Just short of a grand slam inside the park. He was thrown out just by a nose at the plate. That one going to get right up in his wheelhouse there, and that one didn't just get in his kitchen. That opened the fridge and made a sandwich. Ball and no strikes to Kesterson. There's a strike. He's taken all the way. There was an appeal down to first base on that pitch that got inside on Kesterson. The first base umpire called him safe, and there was a question as to, one, I think, why did they bad swing it one way outside and in the dirt. Kesterson knew he did it, and he's not happy with himself. But not sure why they appealed that, but he did. He asked. Either way, it was a ball. Ball and 2 strikes now to Kesterson. Ball 2. That one gets down in the dirt, past the catcher. Ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runs across. 8-4, Arkadelphia. Kesterson, here's the pitch. Hit, base hit again for Chad Kesterson is here watching his son Daniel. Chad, I'm giving you a lot of props here, but you're too old to play baseball. But your son isn't. Daniel Kesterson is having a night. Another base hit for the Arkadelphia left fielder. You know, I was talking to Coach Lowe a little earlier about the season. One of the people he kept coming back to was Daniel Kesterson. And he's finally got a chance to get on the field and make some things happen, and he's getting it done. Zane Hill, the batter, he swung at the first pitch, missing 0-1. Kesterson being held on. He's got a small lead at first. Strike 2 to Hill. That one a little inside for his liking. No balls, 2 strikes. Base hit. Short center field. Kesterson glides into second. Hill into first. Arkadelphia not quite done yet. Back to the top we go. Carter Babb. Badgers not done yet. Kelburn Middleton will run, courtesy run for the catcher Hill at first base, and we'll see if Carter can add to the Badger fireworks here in the 7th. And that's probably going to be the night for Duncan, as looks like the hook is coming from the Stuttgart dugout, and indeed it is. And so Duncan will retire to somewhere in the defensive lineup. And Russ Atkinson will be the new Ricebird pitcher when we resume. We apologize for the technical difficulties early. We apologize for the video stream that was a little late getting started. But since he's not on the air with me, he's out of hearing range, I'm going to blame it all on Chris Babb. It's all his fault. None of it has anything to do with me. It's all Chris Babb's fault. So, no, really, when you see any of these folks that help try to bring you Badger baseball or Lady Badger basketball or Badger football or band contest, whatever it may be, thank them, because it's not an easy job and a lot goes into it, and it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work too. And I want to thank our partners at OBU for helping allow us to take part in their broadcast season to bring you Badger Athletics. It's been a fun one so far tonight, but it's not over yet. Arkadelphia with a couple of runners on, a couple of runners across here. They've doubled up the Rice Birds, but it took some doing. Wasn't easy, and it's not over yet. Babb opened the game with a, Carter Babb that is, opened the game with a leadoff double to the left center field wall. Almost got out of here. First at bat of the game, top of the first, but has calmed down a little since. He's got a couple of Badgers on sitting out there on the bases. We'll see if he can do some good, help his average here in the top of the 7th. Two outs, two on. Casterson at second. Middleton, Courtesy running at first. Here's Babb. Atkinson, who played most of the game at third base, is the new right-handed pitcher for the Rice Birds. Starts Babb off with ball 1. Big bending curveball. Comes set, working quickly. High, fastball, just out of the zone, ball 2. Ball 3, that one is at the knees, inside. Babb patient. 2 outs, Finley behind him, if he can reach. He takes a strike, taking all the way, 3-0. Now runs the count 3-1. Count. Pitcher Atkinson takes a step back off the rubber to regroup. Not being held on is Middleton. Big lead. Ball 4. So, for the second time in the ball game, Maddox Finley comes up with the Badgers all over the bases. No go his first time up. We'll see if he's got it in him here in the 7th. A hit right here would blow it wide open for Arkadelphia, leading 8-4. Badger freshman getting his first start of the year in right field. Takes a big bending breaking ball in for strike 1. As good as most freshmen are, there's just pitches that you're not going to see in travel ball or whatever. There's a ball that gets back to the screen, and Kesterson will score from third. And now a 5-run lead for Arkadelphia. Middleton into second. Middleton into third, Babb into second. Ball and a strike to Finley. Campbell on deck. High, foul, back out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Finley started the game in right field. He moved to short once Witten came in to pitch. He's behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes, and the Badgers all over the bases. Kelvin Middleton, Courtesy running at third, Carter Babb at second. Nice job fouling that one off. Another big breaking pitch. Stays back on it enough, and he's out in front just a little bit and gets it down the third base line foul. just the top of the 7th. Badgers still have to, ball 2. Badgers still have to protect the bottom of the 7th. And we'll see if Whitten comes back out. I expect he will. As it is after 10 o'clock in the evening. Ball 3, sailing high and inside. Finley with a good eye so far. First base is open. And I bet Trip Campbell would love to break that string of 4 strikeouts that he's had tonight. Not a great night at the plate, but he's not going to get a chance to do it. Finley goes down swinging at a breaking pitch, leaves a couple of Badgers on, but 3 come across, and Arkadelphia extends the lead to 9-4. They've got 3 outs to protect this first game win here in Maumelle. It looks like Donovan Whitten going to be the guy to get it done, or try to get it done on the mound for the Badgers. Thanks for staying with us. Because of our difficulties with our video, we've had to keep from recognizing our sponsors through commercial breaks. We've had to keep it here at the game all night, so we didn't have the commercial breaks that we usually do. So I'll take this middle of the 7th inning to say thank you to all of our sponsors. If you watch Badger football, if you watch Badger basketball, you know who they are. Well, I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm afraid I'll leave someone out, and I certainly don't want to do that. But we are extremely proud to have all of the Badger sponsors on board for all of our sporting seasons, and we want to wish a great first state tournament game to our Lady Badger basketball team as they left out of Arkadelphia today for Blytheville. They'll play tomorrow at 4 o'clock against the Southside ladies from Batesville, Southside, in the first round of the 4A state tournament. Blytheville, you're not able to make that long trip to Blytheville, tune in tomorrow. Coach Preston Crowder will have all the action from Blytheville, home of the Chickasaws. They'll bring you all the Lady Badger basketball action tomorrow at 4 o'clock on your Mascot Media app and ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. Good luck, Lady Badgers. First time in the state tournament in 18 years for the ladies. Coach Klein has those ladies ready to go. We can't wait to watch them. We'll take a break from live stream, but Arkadelphia baseball won't take a break. They'll be at home tomorrow afternoon for a 4:30 first pitch against the Bismarck Lions. Come on out to the ballpark. You can listen and watch the Lady Badgers and watch the Badger baseball team all at the same time. Back on the mound for another inning of work is Donovan Whitten. And Jadavian Gaddy, second baseman, is going to be first at bat. Takes ball 1. Whitten only goes from the stretch. Strike 1. I think part of the reason that I'm so cold is I got a new chair today and it's metal. Traded in for the plastic chair. Not quite so hard on the buttocks. There's a shot that's going to get right under the glove of Cobb into right center field, and a leadoff single for Gaddy. Jacob Maddox now. Maddox been in right field all night. Ricebird's not quite ready to go quietly into the night. 9-4. Leadoff runner on. Leadoff hit for Gaddy. Here's Maddox. The pitch. Just missing. Witten wanted the call. Just missing, maybe a little bit low. Brown holding on Gaddy at first. Very short lead. A throw over is going to get by. Gaddy into second. Really not necessary to throw that over there, and I think more than anything is Witten is just trying to keep his nerves in check. First night jitters. Pitched a great game, and then inside the park home run. Now goes 2-0 to Maddox. Arkadelphia crowd has been very nice to see here. Traveling well, Arkadelphia Badger fans. And they're peppered around throughout the ballpark. All of them seem to be shivering and ready for this one to be over. 2 balls and a strike now. Gaddy away from second. Sneaking behind him is Finley. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hang in there. Battle it out. You got it.
Barking signals out to Witten from the Arkadelphia dugout as Coach Lowe. Gaddy moving on to third on the ball that squirts away from Hill. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and just get the hitter, young man. Got a 5-run lead, and he means absolutely nothing. Three outs away from a opening night win for Arkadelphia. Stuttgart not ready to go away just yet. Strike 3, swing and a miss, and Witten blows it by him for the first out of the inning. Down to the last 2 outs. That runner still at third base. And Gaddy. Maumelle, shortstop, will step in on the right side for Stuttgart. Big high knee kick and just missing outside. Ball 1. Late night. Late opening night here for Arkadelphia, but so far so good. Pop up on in short center field. Coming in is Babb. He'll make the catch. There is no runner. A nice throw that's going to get by the Babb is making the play for the second out in short center field. Throws a seed to home plate that gets by Hill just a little bit. The runner from third is still there, so holding that runner on. Nice throw in from Babb. Gets all the way to the backstop. Eventually corralled back there by Witten, and now 2 outs. And Reinhardt, the hitter. 1 out away. That one just misses on the outside. Witten again wanted that one, and apparently umpire may be getting paid by the hour. Wind has died. Cool, crisp evening. Ball 2. High and outside. Again, Witten wanting that. Just outside. Two and 0 to Reinhardt. 9-4. Arkadelphia down. Stuttgart down to their last out. Foul back. 2 balls and a strike to Reinhardt. Things have gotten quiet in the ballpark here. Just a little chirping of enthusiasm from the Riceburg dugout over there. Arkadelphia dugout kind of gotten quiet. I think everyone's everybody's a little bit chilly. It's turned pretty cool here. I think everybody's just ready to go home, get warm. A little bit of work left to do here, though, and Arkadelphia hanging on to a 9-4 lead. Runner at third for Stuttgart with 2 outs. 2-1 the count to Reinhardt. Witten comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit into shallow right field, and that one's going to get down. That's a base hit as Cobb went after it, and coming in from left, not able to make the play, was Babb, and I said that was Babb in center field a while ago. That was not Babb. I apologize. That was Trip Campbell in center field that threw that, made that throw home. That one right in no man's land there, and it's 9-5. J.D. Herzog with 2 outs now and a runner at first. Pitch is down, ball 1. Really wanting to end this one is Witten, wanting every pitch, but Stuttgart not ready to go away just yet. Low and outside, ball 2. Stuttgart needs base runners. They know that. Not going to try to swing at bad pitches. Witten seems to be falling off the front and left side of the mound a little more here as he's starting to put a few pitches on, and that one comes in and hits the batter, and he's starting to labor a little bit. That one got him pretty good. That was an inside fastball that got into the bread basket there of Herzog, and he's going to gingerly trot down to first base, and that one hurt. That ball got away from Witten, and he's going to feel that one. The old saying is, he's going to feel it in the morning. He's going to feel that one right now. When Donovan Witten throws an inside pitch at you and hits you in the rib cage, it hurts. He's glad to give up first base to that courtesy runner over there, Caden Schaefer. So now 2 Rice Birds aboard. 9-5. Badgers lead by 4. 2 runners on. That would mean the tying run is on deck with 2 outs. First pitch, strike from Witten. Strike 2. Dylan Duncan, the hitter, spent the middle innings as relief pitcher for the Rice Birds, and now down to his last strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Ball gets away. Back here. So now the runners move to second and third base as pitch gets away from Hill. Still not a game-changing situation. Those two runners would only cut the gap to 9-7 if they both were to come across. But the tying run is on deck. So a 1-2 advantage in the count for Witten against Duncan. And here's the pitch. Popped up on the right side. That may be trouble. Right fielder coming over. Going to make the catch. Not making the catch. And that's a fair ball. Can get to it was Carter Babb. 2 runs will score. That one just barely stayed foul, and Babb did everything he could to get there and could not track it down as it just fell on the line, and that was just one of those pitches. And now we've got the tying run at the plate. And the tying run is Cedric Hawkins. Hawkins had a disastrous night out in center field. He had a couple of line drives get to him and just turn him around and eat him up. One was a base clearing throw out at the plate by Kesterson. The other was a 2-run inside the park home run from Donovan Witten. Strike 2. Hawkins is fanned and missed at the first 2 offerings, and Witten is tired of messing around, and he's flat throwing gas right now. Give the nod, comes set, quick to the belt. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, and that is the ball game. Folks, I'm not going to take long. It's late at night. I want to thank you for being with us. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Sorry we could not get to you. We want to wish the Lady Badger basketball team the best of luck tomorrow from Blytheville. First round of the state tournament. Good luck, Lady Badgers. Tomorrow night at the Arkadelphia Sports Complex, 4:30, first pitch, Arkadelphia versus Bismarck. First home game. Come listen to the Lady Badgers. Come watch the Badgers if you're going to be in town. We'd love to have you. For Chris Babb, thanks for sticking in here with us, Brother Babb. This is Blake Bell saying good evening, everyone.